From Arthur Johnson High School in Clark, New Jersey, Verizon Fios One Sports proudly presents the Union County Boys Lacrosse Championship game. Today, it's the Westfield Blue Devils versus the Hilltoppers of Summit as these two longtime rivals battle in the title game for the 5th year in a row. Pleasant good afternoon to you all. I'm Ed Benkin here with Kevin Platt. And Kevin, this is a matchup between two longtime rivals, and these two are certainly familiar with each other, both in the championship game and in the regular season.
That's right, and the coaches will tell us it's just another game, but we know a little better than that. This is the 5th year in a row these two teams are meeting in the final, with Westfield finally breaking through last year in 3 overtimes. Let's see what we have in store today. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one.
Well, the Westfield Blue Devils are 6-8, but the record's a bit deceiving. They played one of the toughest schedules in the state, and they do have James Bollinger, a player who is certainly familiar with coming up big in this setting.
That's right, James Bollinger, the hero from last year's title game, scoring in the 3rd overtime. This year, he's done it with his shot. He's done it with the pass. The guy can do anything. If he gets going, Westfield's going to be tough to stop.
Still a tough matchup, certainly, for the Blue Devils. The unbeaten Hilltoppers of Summit, they have a host of talented players. One of them, Andrew Chase, is just as effective as setting up his teammates as he is putting the ball in the net.
That's right. Chase, also a dual threat. He can score, he can pass, he can do everything for Summit. If he gets going, same thing. Summit could be tough to beat.
Well, these two teams went to triple overtime in last year's championship match. Will we have similar drama tonight? We'll find out in just a few moments. It's Westfield versus Summit, the Union County Boys Lacrosse Championship, coming up next on Verizon Fios One Sports.
Are you ready for a 2-night romantic getaway to the Bahamas? Enjoy unlimited dining, live shows, and entertainment. You'll get the chance to experience everything the Bahamas has to offer. Now, we want you and your companion to enjoy the free cruise. This Bahama Getaways is yours. You'll also receive a bonus travel voucher to use for extended vacation stay options. You're simply responsible for a small port fee, and your cruise is free. Call right now, matey.
There are so many reasons why more and more people are choosing Lacrosse Ford in Watchung. Every year, our business keeps growing. First, it's because we treat our customers with respect. This is why we offer our Lacrosse Ford Benefits Program. We give a $500 coupon toward the purchase of any new Ford. Log on to LacroixeFord.com for your coupon. Second, our service customers love how we treat them, even if the vehicle was not purchased from us. Come see all of the other reasons for yourself. Lacrosse Ford, Route 22 West in Watchung.
Things break all the time, and glue never works. What you need is Laser Bond USA, the amazing liquid plastic that fixes virtually anything in as little as 3 seconds. Laser Bond is not a glue, but a unique liquid plastic that only hardens with the UV light. Now fill in plumbing leaks in 3 seconds or less. Instantly repair kids' toys and keep playtime flying. The magic of powerful liquid plastic that hardens under ultraviolet light. The best part, the adhesive is made in the USA.
Wow, that is fast.
It bends, it's flexible.
If you mess up applying, just wipe clean. No sticky residue. Call now to get Laser Bond USA for just $19.99 and receive this protective carry case free. But wait, we're going to double the offer absolutely free and ship your order free. Call now.
Call 1-800-518-7087 to get your Laser Bond USA. Call now or go to laserbondusa.com. So call 1-800-518-7087. Call now.
Verizon Fios One News on channels 501 and 1 is your source for news, traffic, and weather in New Jersey. Every 10 minutes, get up-to-the-minute forecast with our exclusive Weather on the Ones. Our precision traffic updates help you with your daily commute. Fios One News is New Jersey's up-to-the-minute information resource, on air, online, and on the Fios mobile app. Watch Verizon Fios One News, local news, weather, traffic, and high school sports, only on channels 501 and 1, only on Verizon Fios TV.
Welcome back to Arthur Johnson High School as the championship match is just about set. There you see some of the Summit faithful here. They enjoyed watching the girls win the championship of the first match. Now it's the boys' turn as Summit is set to take on Westfield. There you see Westfield in the blue, the 2-seed Summit, the white jerseys. Here are the starters for the Blue Devils. Bollinger, who we mentioned, Rittendale, McLane, Bond, Taylor, Lugo make up the midfield. McElroy, Dombrowski, and Flybilski make up the defense for a very talented Westfield starters group that really has played well despite a difficult schedule. There is Toby Bergdorf, the netminder, third year on the varsity, second as a starter, 129 saves on the season. And there is the head coach, Patrick Toohey, who is a Westfield grad. He graduated in 2000, now in the 7th year as head coach, actually spent time in the Marine Corps before returning to his alma mater. Now let's take a look at the Summit starters. It's Fowler, McManus, and Johnson. Copeland, Chase, McCormick, Schultler, McTurnan, and Dorian on defense for Summit. An unbeaten squad, and there's the netminder for Summit, Ted Cranley, the goalkeeper, the senior, first as a starter, 86 saves on the season. There's a look at the head coach of the unbeaten Hilltoppers of Summit, Jim Davidson, his 18th year. Talking to him beforehand, he said, well, this is just another game. We take it game by game. Not sure if the players agree with him considering this rivalry, but he has done an outstanding job in this his 18th year. And now it's time for our Verizon Fios One Sports Keys to the Game.
Yeah, and for Westfield, it's going to be about patience on offense. Scoring on transition, though. And for Summit, need to control the ball and win the ground ball battle. Both possession keys.
Well, these two squads, for the 5th straight year, are meeting in the Union County Championship match. They did do battle earlier this year on April 14th. That was won by Summit by a count of 8-5. There you see the summary of the first meeting between these two. Copeland, a big game, 2 goals, 1 assist. And that was a match in which, at least from the Westfield perspective, Coach Toohey said it was April Lacrosse. He said it was sloppy. There was still a lot of kinks his squad had to work out. I'm sure Summit felt the same way. So there's a sense that these two teams certainly are in a better position at this point later in the season. There you see Copeland, who, again, with the 2 goals and 1 assist in the first meeting between these two. Summit rolling through with this unbeaten record, and it's not like they've beaten a bunch of lightweights on the way. Kevin, you look at some of the teams they've beaten, they certainly have earned this unbeaten record at this point.
That's right, and they've really had a tough schedule, but they've really been up to the task all year long. Let's see what Westfield can do today. Maybe they can put a dent in the armor of Summit.
These two teams certainly know each other well, and they knew each other well last year when the long-time streak, 7 straight titles by Summit, was snapped by Westfield, and it took triple overtime for it to happen. We'll see if we have similar drama as these two teams get set to battle today. Against Summit in the white, Westfield in the blue. Another edition of this rivalry, this time for the championship in Union County. There are your officials, Michael Zeldman, Kevin Woods, and Jack Lally. Perfect night for lacrosse, perfect eating. Haven't been able to say that much due to Mother Nature, but fortunately a bit drier conditions on the field throughout the day as they dried out. Hilltoppers knocking it ahead first as battling for it is feeding. Ground ball battle already. The first one goes in favor of Westfield. Streaking back the other way is Prybilski. Nice pass across, and Westfield has the first goal of the game. Prybilski sets up his teammate and ramming it home. Off the deflection is Luthol.
And a great pass by Prybilski. Finding the open man in transition. Here it is again. Wide open on the other side. Knows what to do with it. Little bounce shot. And Westfield jumps out to a quick lead.
You see Luthol's 18th goal and the beautiful setup by the long stick on the near side. Well, Kevin, this is what Westfield needed early on. Now, Summit's no stranger to having to have to come back, but you knew Westfield needed a strong start to this one.
That's right, and there's a lot of energy here right now. Westfield first to break through. I don't think that's enough to break Summit's spirits.
We saw those keys to the game earlier. Another one that was mentioned by the Westfield coaching staff, win the ground ball battle. They won the first one, and they were able to get out very quickly on transition, leading to the goal. But for the second straight face-off, Summit momentarily at possession, but it goes off the foot of one of the Hilltoppers. Battling for it as Caldwell is able to work it back, and once again the Blue Devils control.
That's the second draw the Summit man has won, but the second time Westfield has come up with the face-off.
Well, we mentioned different keys. Face-off certainly part of it as well, and in this case, Moriarty now bringing it back the other way with some room. Another thing we talked about certainly is patience on the attack, and I think we see that with both teams as Bollinger, who came from behind the net to score the game winner last year in triple overtime, works it back outside.
Blue Devils spreading things out here as, again, they will be very patient tonight on the attack. That's one thing they alluded to before the game, is to make sure they work for the right shot. Bollinger will swing it outside, now controlling at the top. This is Lanian. Corner now as McLane works it around back behind the net. Lutho, who already has one goal, works it back to the outside, and now controlling at the top once again is Warnow. Another dangerous player, Warnow, as it's passed over to the near side, who can certainly set up his teammates very effectively as McLane works it back out. And once again, Kevin, Westfield in no hurry.
That's right. They'll settle it down. Looks like the offense is set up, and they're starting to run into their set.
Bond slipping as he's hounded there nicely by Copeland. Able to work it back to the far side. The pass goes in front into a maze of players as McLane was surrounded by 3 white jerseys, and the Hilltoppers will take over.
Maybe a few too many passes there, but good offense nonetheless.
So they had a shot, didn't take it, tried to pass, results in the first turnover, as back the other way comes the ever-dangerous Andrew Chase. And now it's time for Summit to work on the attack for the first time in this game. Fowler out to the far side, will swing it back out, and now Hilltoppers will go to work. Unbeaten, 14-0. We talked to both coaches. The grind continues. You go right from here, more games next week, then you have the state tournament. So this is kind of the beginning of the real critical stretch drive of the season for both teams. And to muscle his way in now is Copeland as he tries to work it back behind the net. Gets it back to the outside as he's shadowed by Dombrowski. Summit now directing it behind the net as Johnson has it. Get up top, and now in control for Summit is McCormick, another senior on the squad, this midfielder, working his way in, firing a shot that skips away. Still possession for Summit.
And a good move and a good shot, just a little bit off the edge of the goal.
So Summit's first chance. Johnson will work it back out. Far side trying to muscle his way in is to Dorian. Hilltoppers settle it back out to Chase. Chase coming in. He has room and he fires. It's kicked away beautifully. Fine save made by Bergdorf as he's tested for the first time.
And a nice move right to left. Gets his own shot. Gets a little bit of space, just a little bit off, and a kick save by Bergdorf.
Might have been going wide. Bergdorf apparently just got a little piece of it off his left foot. Still possession for the Hilltoppers. Now controlling it is Chase. Trying to get to that same spot where he got that shot. Outside it goes. There's the shot, and that's the save made as Copeland let that one go. Well, Bergdorf maybe just missed the first shot as it went wide, but that one dead on as he's able to get the stick down.
And a great save by Bergdorf.
So a good start for the Blue Devils. They get the first goal, the first save, and they're on the attack yet again. Possession time certainly critical as well in this game. And so far the Blue Devils holding off Summit's first chance. McLane working it back behind the net. Swing it back around. We saw Bollinger behind the net. That's certainly where he likes to work from. 29 goals, 28 assists as well. So that's his office back behind the net. Here's that patient attack now by the Blue Devils. They couldn't ask for a much better start as you see there's just over 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Bollinger fires. That's the first save of the night. The beauty on the Summit side is able to knock that one away is Cranley. And now a battle for the ground ball again. Coming up with another Blue Devils. Is scooping that one up is Taylor. Back comes Bollinger. Just had his chance denied. Passed in front. Stolen. Second turnover forced by Summit, but it's kicked away. And one of the long sticks will take it, and moving it back the other way is Casey Andrews. And back outside to Copeland. Well, it is not easy, Kevin, certainly to try to get passes in the middle with the way Summit plays defensively.
Yeah, and that was a great read that last time out. Summit defender, perfect position, made a perfect play, and Summit's with possession again.
And that was Alex Sidorian. You just saw him, another talented senior on this very experienced Summit squad. High pass heading towards the middle of the field. It's scooped back the other way, and it stays in the Westfield end. And taking control now is Chase. Copeland trying to go to the far side. Takes a shot and scores. So we are tied at 1 as Copeland gets his first of the match.
Excellent shot by Copley. As you see here, he dodges right to right, gets just enough separation from the defender and lets it fly right by Bergdorf. Perfect shot. Man, that's tough to stop. And the Summit sideline is fired up.
They were fired up when they got off the bus. They were here. They were the first of the 2 boys teams to get here. And they were making noise right when they came out. They were certainly ready for this match. I'm sure they'll say, oh, we're not thinking about last year. At least that's what we heard for the coaching staff. I'm sure it's a little different for the players as we get set for the face-off. Scooped up by Summit. So Hilltoppers doing the job in the face-off circle, even though they had a couple of turnovers initially. And back they come the other way. Cranley will work it up. Jack Cranley works it back behind the net, and now Fowler will take it. We know that Summit can be patient, but as we've seen, they can also push the tempo a little bit, Kevin.
Yeah, they have no problem passing the ball around the perimeter, but once they get into their offense, they're a quick dodging team, and they create space just like that.
More than halfway through this opening quarters, Copeland West, the Summit goal, works it back. McCormick tried to break his man down. There's a little room to the left side as he heads to the net. Looked for someone in front. Nobody was there, so he'll pull it back out again.
And it's not there. They'll pull it out, and they'll just keep moving the ball around the perimeter.
That's that patient part you alluded to, is now Chase will try. Chase trying to turn to the left, where he's had a couple of chances. Fires a low shot way wide. Summit will keep possession.
Outside shot, misses the cage, but they'll keep the ball.
Fowler behind the net. And now we'll slow down the pace once again. Here's McCormick again, trying that left side, fires, and the save is made. Bergdorf has come up big twice, and now the loose ball goes out of bounds.
Excellent play by Bergdorf.
Westfield possession, but Bergdorf, even though he's been beaten once, a couple of key saves in this opening quarter. You see the seeds, Westfield 2 and Summit 1. That in this Union County tournament. Westfield certainly not the look of a 6-8 team, as we alluded to. Now we have a timeout here on the field. It's really been the story of that man right there over the past few minutes as Bergdorf comes up big.
That's right. There's the first one. He's about to make another save right here. Westfield gets possession after that second save.
Well, you see during the timeout, the throng again. That's the girls team, which won the championship on the girls side in Union County. And they continue their dynasty in the Union County tournament as they were able to beat Oak Knoll in the first game. A 16-11 victory. Very high-scoring affair, especially in the first half. That is 8 straight Union County tournament championships for the Summit girls. Congratulations to them. They were very impressive in their game.
And what a game it was. They really just came out flying, and Oak Knoll just could not catch up.
Well, you see the Hilltoppers, they got a bye to the semifinals, as did the Blue Devils. Westfield beat New Providence 9-5. Summit got by Scotch Plains Fanwood by a count of 8-2. And they have, again, just been dominating, but at the same time, I think it helps if you're Summit to see an opponent like Westfield, because you know you have to be at your best against a team like this.
That's right. This is a huge rivalry. You know you're going to get your best. You're really going to get the best from a team like Westfield when they see Summit.
Well, we've seen some patient attacks so far on both sides. And as you alluded to, Kevin, maybe a couple times, one pass too many for the Blue Devils. Let's see what they do here.
That's right. They've really been getting their chances. They just got to take them. They passing a little bit too much early on.
Two teams combined for just 7 goals last year. The 4-3 triple overtime win in the Union County final for Westfield. Now it's Bond who will work it back out. Remember last year in triple overtime. Anytime you get to overtime, there's the long possession. Sometimes you see a lot with these two teams in regulation.
Yeah, two very patient offenses. Got to remember, when the offense has the ball, your defense gets some rest.
Working it to the near side now is Warnow. Passes it across, and now trying to weave his way through, but getting cut off. Moriarty, so he'll pass it back out. Now it's Bond. Takes the return feed, fires a shot that skips wide. Still Blue Devil possession.
Shot line by Nicky Bond, number 20.
So a chance there, but Kevin just missing the target wide.
Yeah, it was a good chance, pretty far away from the goal, but you take them, shoot right for the edges of the cage, so if you don't score, you miss and you keep possession. Same thing.
And Warren down there. I would not be surprised if they get a great shot. They'll obviously try to get it to the net, but they're more than happy to take more time down here in this first quarter.
Absolutely. Close game. Westfield came out with a lot of energy, and there it is.
Bollinger with the setup, and Luthold puts it home. Westfield back in front.
That's the other thing about playing a patient offense. When the opportunity shows up, you're ready to take it. Huge pass right here. You can see Bollinger with the assist. Great finish.
Luthold gets his second goal in this quarter, and the second for Westfield. Perfect setup for the second assist from Bollinger. You see 19 on the season as well. So the Blue Devils back up by a count of 2-1. We just said they're patient, but they find the right shot. They did there. Thanks to the man behind the net. And Bollinger again, his next goal will be his 30th, but he now has 30 assists on the season. And the face-off controlled by Westfield. So the Blue Devils can essentially take the time off the quarter again or look for the perfect shot.
And I have a feeling they'll pass it around the perimeter again, waiting for that perfect opportunity on the crease to show up.
Bacchia passed it back behind to McTurnan, and now they'll swing it back outside the box. Kevin, you know the pressure, the excitement of playing in something like this in a county tournament. What is it like for these players?
It's great. It really is. I mean, it's for some, it can be the culmination of a career. You're a senior, you're on the field, you're playing your rival one last time. Maybe you'll see them again in the state tournament, but really, I mean, you're playing under the lights. Nothing could be better. It's a great feeling. It really is.
You're certainly familiar with seeing Summit during your days. I almost didn't want to bring that up, by the way.
That's okay. I'll give you a pass on that one. I'll take the high road here. Summit has been a great team even since I was in high school.
Here is Chase now. Speaking of great players, his shot knocked away.
And that was a good opportunity and a great save by Bergdorf.
Well, Bergdorf has had to come up big in this first quarter, and he has done just that. He has made 3 key saves, including 2 that came back-to-back. Knocked away, out of bounds it rolls. Tremendous play defensively as it's knocked away. Evan Copeland doing it all.
And here's that save earlier from Bergdorf. He tracks the ball, you can see. Very nice shot off hip, but he's quick enough to get there.
4th turnover of the night for Westfield, yet they have the 2-1 lead. We'll leave it to the long stick now. Will the Hilltoppers McTurnan to bring it all the way in and flip it back behind the net. It skips away, however, as the pass is low. Taking his eye off it was Fowler. A turnover for Summit.
And a great clear there, just unfortunate. Uncharacteristic turnover from Summit.
Jim Davison agreeing with that assessment, you can tell. Although he may take it one game at a time, but certainly it's almost one play at a time. And here could be another turnover. It would be the 5th for Westfield if Summit can come up with it, and the Hilltoppers do.
Great defense there by Summit.
Here comes Chase. Chase down the middle. Passes it in front, and it's a tie game with a perfect feed as McManus is in front all alone.
Great play by McManus to corral that pass, make the quick move.
McManus all alone in front. The setup by the man we talked about earlier, Andrew Chase, as he finds the open man.
And you see Chase finds him. Quick dodge and buries it in the back of the cage. Summit ties it up.
Goal number 33, as you see on the season, the leading goal scorer for the Summit squad, Corey McManus. And you see why Chase certainly very effective. And he looked as if he was going to look off and pass along the wing. And says, there's my teammate in front all alone. 2-2.
Just froze the defender for that split second, just long enough to get McManus open.
Battle off the face-off. And another ground ball scrum. Who will get control? Westfield. His scoop is taking it up that time was Colwell. As you see time winding down to the first quarter, Blue Devils have to hurry. Outside out of Taylor. Chance for the Blue Devils to take the lead before the end of the opening period. And flipping it back and now controlling is Warnow. Time running down as Warnow will pass it in front. Goes off one of the Hilltoppers, but controlled by the keeper. Flip back out as the final seconds tick away in an exciting opening quarter. One period complete. We expected a tight contest. So far, that's what we've got. One quarter in the books. It's Summit 2, Westfield 2. You're watching the Union County Tournament Boys Lacrosse Final on Verizon, Fios 1 Sports.
Your morning commute.
Of Route 33 Nissan and
newly diagnosed cancer is going to get my undivided attention.
No gimmicks, compelling. Just the truth behind the headline.
To some mistakes early on as well.
That's right. These teams, like we said many times already, they know each other very well. And it's a huge rivalry, as you can see here. Last 4 seasons, they met in the county tournament final. A lot of energy from both sides so far.
You can see this is, in addition to being a lot of close games, this is the second consecutive year they're meeting twice. Face off the advantage so far for Westfield. They've won 4 of 5. Many of these face-offs are won after a long ground ball battle. You can see another one right now. So even at 2, Luthold getting a pair for Westfield. Copeland and McManus answering for Summit. Again, you see that the conditions are really good on the turf after what was a rainy week. Everything finally drying out, so not too much slippage so far down on the field. Second quarter underway, and the faceoff went easily by Feeney. Now Summit working the other side will look for its first lead of the night.
And that's only the second faceoff won by Feeney tonight. Let's see if he can build off that win.
Chase, who, where every time he gets the ball, you just can see how dangerous he is, both as a passer and a shooter. And he'll work it out to the near side and taking it as McManus, one of the goal scorers. Fowler taking a couple of whacks. Pull it back out once again. Copeland pulls it to the far side. And a muscle his way in is Hagan. Nobody in front, so he'll get it to Bollinger behind the net. Copeland, who's been very effective on both ends so far this evening. Now Chase. Nobody open in front, so he'll swing it back to Bollinger behind the net. Back it goes now, and Copeland will control. And bothered as he tries to elude Moriarty. Now he fires the shot. That one is knocked away. Looking like getting a stick on it that time was Bergdorf.
Gets just a little space from the defender, lets it rip. Just doesn't quite come up with it.
Still possession for the Hilltoppers. You see the shots 9-5, almost double in favor of Summit as they look for shot number 10 here. Pass goes out of McManus. Johnson. And they work it back to the far side. This is Hagan. For the return feed. Good job defensively that time for the Blue Devils, cutting off the passing lanes. Now he'll take a shot while Hagan and it skips. to the far side is finally letting that one rip was Brian Hagan. We'll see. Maybe Bergdorf was able to just get a piece of that as it was going towards the far side. And Hagan will set it up again, and now the Hilltoppers go to work. Here is Copeland working it back out. Chase fires one, and now once again possession for Summit.
Good ball movement that time to set up the shot by Chase. Again, just a little bit outside.
Mentioned Jim Davidson, his 18th year at the helm of this outstanding Summit program. So now they will swing it back out near side, and it's Hagan. And there is, when we say it's patience, you turn your head just once and somebody's in front of the net. So far, for the most part, defended well, except for the second goal by the Blue Devils. Hagan into the corner. Johnson will take the return feed. Looking for somebody cutting to the net. There he is, and getting knocked down was Hagan. As Hagan tried to take that return feed, instead it'll be Blue Devils possession.
Looks like
he might have been in the crease on that. Quickly, they come the other way to the Blue Devils. Haven't seen that much so far tonight. Kevin, you see Bollinger settling it down. Looks like it's the first time we've seen them try to catch them in the transition.
Yeah, so far it's mostly been patience on both sides of the ball. A little bit of transition there, but nothing was developing, so Bollinger pulls it out, sets up the offense. Smart move.
Now it's Warnow's turn as they'll swing it back to the near side. Luthold, who's got a pair of goals tonight for Westfield. Try to work it in front instead. Controlling now is Taylor. These teams again just waiting for the right shot. As Warnow's turn on the far side now. Go back over to Taylor. So McLane skidding towards the net for a moment, but was cut off. Bollinger, ever dangerous, particularly from behind the net. He'll pull it back out. Near side it goes. Taylor again. Luthold. Here the play being called out as the Blue Devils getting set. Taking more time, I think, of this possession than any other so far tonight. Taylor flips it to the far side. So Warnow at the top of the box looked like he was going to head towards the net. Instead, it's passed back. There's a shot on net. Save is made. As gathering that one in for Summit was Ted Cranley.
Great save by Cranley.
I think, Kevin, it got to a point where they had to get a shot away. They were getting close to a stall warning, and he let one go in net, but it was a clear look for Cranley.
Yeah, a little bit too much patience that time from Westfield offense. Could have afforded to get into a set a little bit sooner, try to work for a better shot, but they needed to let one fly. That wasn't a terrible shot.
You see Fowler behind the net, and Westfield having a difficult time against Summit defensively now has to go to work on its own end. All the goals coming in the opening quarter. Hagan will flip it back out. Near side it goes. Low shot knocked away. And now they try to scramble for the loose ball. Picked up by the Blue Devils as Prybilski was able to knock that shot away.
Great defense that time.
Now again, the Blue Devils. The shot and the goal is firing it home for the lead is Nicky Bond. 3-2 Westfield.
Bollinger finds him on the crease. I wouldn't quite call that transition, but the defense didn't have enough time to set up, not enough time to find their men. And Bollinger's a wizard. If you give him enough time to find the open guys, you see it again right here. Bollinger has it. Doesn't look like he wants to do anything, but there it is, right on the crease.
Make that Luthold, who's got another one tonight, his third, already with the hat trick, 20th on the season, and a perfect feed from Bollinger, who's got 3 assists. So, a couple of times in this first half, Kevin, it looked as if the Hilltoppers were about to kind of gain the momentum, control the pace, and Westfield has answered.
Not only that, but Westfield, Cash, number 15, has been dominant on the faceoffs. Has won 5 out of 7 in this game.
And that was a clean one. No ground ball battle needed. So Taylor now outside, and Kevin, this Westfield squad pretty pleased, I think, with what they've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team they lost to earlier this season. You got to come out, a lot of energy. They did just that. They gained an early lead. Now they're showing some patience. Winning the faceoff, got to keep possession. They're doing everything they can to win this game.
So each time Summit has tied it, Westfield has answered with the lead. And neither team has led by more than one goal. In fact, Westfield's had the only lead, have not been able to stretch it. Summit has answered each time. Now the Blue Devils go for the first 2-goal lead of the match. Pass comes in front, blocked away. Fine play made in front as blocking the passing lane was Finn McTurnan. There he is. They're long sticks, very difficult to get passes through. Now it's Bollinger again, trying to set up his teammate for a fourth assist. It's knocked away and taken away. Well, we just mentioned how strong they are defensively. Now here's a pass all alone up ahead, walking in for a moment, and now quickly getting back in the Blue Devils. Losing it after walking in was Cranley. Fine play made as knocking that one away and forcing the turnover was Warnow. He's knocked down. Ball still loose. Everybody's flying everywhere. A wild scramble and finally a whistle. May have a timeout called beforehand, and we do. Helter skelter on the field. It remains 3-2, and everybody catches their breath here in Clark.
You said it. A great timeout taken. Possession going back and forth. Everyone's running around. Got to get that timeout, settle down, keep the possession.
Well, you see a very unhappy head coach for Westfield. That's Patrick Toohey. Voices his opinion. Well, last year we mentioned these two squads went into triple overtime in this county final. It was a thriller. Let's go back to Bollinger behind the net, getting what was sudden victory for his squad in triple overtime.
And what an end, really. I mean, a great game all night. No one knew who was going to win, and he just took it over on that last play. Tonight, we've seen him doing it with the pass. Last year, kept it with himself, took the shot on his own.
Saw that emotion. I think that pretty much tells the story of what this means to both squads. We mentioned a lot of noise by the Hilltoppers coming in, and we mean that in a complimentary way. They were very excited coming into this, fired up for the start. The intensity is certainly there, and we've seen it on the field so far tonight. So now, obviously, if you're Westfield, Kevin, you have to be pleased. If you're Summit, is this where that man says to his team, Jim Davidson does, it's 3-2, it's a 1-goal game, settle down, you're doing the right things defensively for the most part?
I think if I'm Coach Davidson, I'm not too upset with where I'm at right now. This is a team that has poise, they've been here before, and they're getting their shots. Just Bergdorf from Westfield has been on the ball all night. I think if Summit stays where they're at right now, keeps playing with the same level of intensity, they'll be all right.
Something interesting, some of the Westfield coaching staff telling us before this game how as difficult as the schedule has been and as banged up as they've been, it has strengthened them. And they look like a stronger team right now, certainly not like a 6-8 team. Right back the other way shot. Another save by Bergdorf just outside the line as he lunged on the second effort, able to make it 2 saves at once. First knocking it down, then blocking his stick down. Back the other way now comes Westfield. Now the other way, quickly going is Ludlow. What a job by Bergdorf so far in this first half. Another strip, and right back the other way comes Summit as McTurnan working up ahead. Boy, the defensive play of Summit, very impressive. And now a chance for the Hilltoppers to tie it. We saw the final was 4-3 last year, only 3-2 here as we get to the final minutes of the first half.
And as you see there, 9 turnovers for Westfield thus far versus 4 for Summit. I gotta think that the Summit defense is playing a big hand in forcing a lot of those turnovers.
I think the story so far, in addition to the goal scorers, the Summit defense and the goalkeeper Bergdorf for Westfield, who's been on his game so far. Pass skips away, but right to One of the shooters for Summit is ripping. That one was McManus. Still Summit possession as he fired that one wide. So the ever-dangerous McManus, Kevin. He's someone you don't want to see get an open shot.
Yeah, he was open on that one. He just put it a little bit too far to the right.
32 goals coming into tonight's match. Made it 33 earlier. Now a shot skips away. Still Summit possession.
And that's Culpin right there, working to get his own shot.
You see the time winding down in this first half. There, the shots doubled in favor of the Hilltoppers so far.
And really just shows how good of a night Bergdorf was having until that shot.
And that's a perfect shot as it's fired home for the goal by Andrew Chase. We are tied once again at 3-3.
Chase is so dangerous, so good at creating his own shot. See right there, starts with his left, puts it in his right, keeps the great space between him and the defender, blows it by the goalie, buries it in the back of the net. Bergdorf, he's been having a good night. Tough to save that one from Chase.
Chase, just the instincts, as you see, it's his 26th of the season. Just knows when to go to the net, knows when he has that opening. Girls team certainly approving, hoping their fellow students can join them with another championship. Now another key face-off coming here. You see the time in this first half, especially if you're Westfield. I think if Westfield wins this face-off, they try to keep possession as long as possible and take their time for the shot. Face-off, such a critical part in the world of lacrosse on any level.
And Cash has been money tonight.
And Chase with that goal. He had 2 goals and an assist earlier this year in that victory over Westfield. Westfield possession again with another face-off win. They continue to dominate the face-off circle.
Yeah, Feeney looked like he had it pulled out, but his teammates unable to come up with it.
That's 6 of 8. And we know what difference not only face-offs but goaltending can make. The Blue Devils have had both, and that's what they need against this very talented and unbeaten Hilltopper squad.
I hope.
Under 2 to go. As again, the Blue Devils might take their time here a little bit. I think if we might get a timeout as well. I think if you were Westfield coming into this, Kevin, and said, all right, with a little under 2 minutes to go in the half, you'd be 3-3, despite a high turnover number and a high shot total in favor of Summit. You take it right now.
I mean, if you're Westfield, you got to expect a lot of turnovers. You're going to commit because Summit's defense is so strong. So with the defense, with your goaltending of Bergdorf, face-offs with Cash, I mean, this is exactly where you want to be if you're Westfield.
You look at some of the opponents they've played. There you see the record, 6 and 8. Season high 19 goals versus Allentown. Number 2 seed of the Union County bracket, lost 8-5 in that game on April 14th, which again their coaching staff said, hey, that's April Lacrosse. But you look at some of the squads they have faced. They have played some very tough opponents this year. It is tough for them, and of course Summit being one of them, but they have been tested, no question about that.
And this is a team that has really played up to their competition. They may have lost 8 games, but a lot of those games were very close, and they could have just as easily won several, if not more, of those games.
3 of those losses were 1-goal losses to top 10 teams. So I don't think anyone is thrilled about playing this squad, and especially when Bergdorf, you see, with 4 saves tonight, none of them easy. He has really come up big.
That's right. Bergdorf is playing a great first half so far.
So now we'll see what the Blue Devils decide to do here. Do they take as much time off the clock as they'd like, or do they work for the quick shot if somebody's open, keep it normal on the attack?
I think you got to work the clock right now. You really need to limit Summit's offense. They've been having chances. They just haven't quite been there. So I think Westfield, you're scared. You really got to keep this ball for the rest of this half.
And one other factor with that strategy, you have to deal with the defensive Summit, which may try to change that strategy if they can force things a little bit.
That's exactly right. Summit's defense has been difficult to deal with, to say the least.
Meanwhile, Westfield in this 3-3 game is not trailed. Has led only by 1 3 times, and 3 times Summit has answered. Warnow, another very effective player on this squad. As we're under a minute. And Taylor will go back and forth. Now Bollinger controls. Our side is worked back over to Taylor. Indeed, the Blue Devils working some clock here.
And they're running their sets. There's just not a lot of openings in that Summit defense.
Losing it for a moment was Taylor. He'll get it back, and that can certainly frustrate teams. Now they work it towards the middle. Shot taken, and the save is made. As Cranley was able to get his stick on that, we'll see what the Hilltoppers could do. Time's a-wasted, as you see here in the first half. And they'll work it out with Hagan, and we'll get a timeout. So 13 seconds to go in the half. The Summit will look for its first lead of the game.
And you saw Westfield. The offense tried to run the clock down, very successful at that. Moved the ball very well, got a great shot, and hey, Cranley's up to the task. That's a great save.
Kevin, one of the things I think goes a little underrated, if you could even say there's something underrated with this great defensive play, is they make sure their goaltender, for the most part, gets a pretty good look at the shot.
That's right. They make sure that when there is a shot, it's from outside. Goalie has plenty of time to react.
There you see an impressive resume in 2016 for the Hilltoppers. 14-0, 16 goals, a season high against Glenrock, #1 in the Union County bracket. As we alluded to, that 8-5 win over Westfield on April 14, also pretty intense when those two teams went at it earlier this season.
That's right. They had a handful of penalties in that game. Hard-fought game. Hey, may have been April Lacrosse. There also may have been a lot of intensity in that game.
Well, you just mentioned penalties. 0 so far tonight. So certainly a more disciplined game so far. We are at Clark, New Jersey, the Union County final. You see the score 3-3 between Westfield and Summit as these two squads meet for the 5th straight year in this Union County final. Some of the fans not really have to bundle up as much tonight. Finally, it does say May on the calendar, doesn't it? At some point, it has to feel like it. It's perfect weather for lacrosse. This is the sport. It's amazing. You start early in the year, and there's snow shoveled away. There's people bundled up in heavy coats and gloves and hats. You get to the end of the year, and you're in shorts. So under 10 to go. Summit has to hurry. Time winding down. May not be able to get it up ahead in time. One last thrust up ahead, but a whistle blows.
I think we got an offside.
An offside is called. And now the first half will come to an end. An intense first half here at Arthur Johnson High School in Clark, New Jersey. The Union County Tournament Boys Lacrosse Final up for grabs. 24 minutes in the books. The score, Westfield 3, Summit 3. You're watching the Union County Tournament Boys Lacrosse Final on Verizon Fios 1 Sports.
Hi, this is Paul from
For Johnson High School in Clark, New Jersey. Ed Benkin here with Kevin Platt. An exciting and intense first half. You see the score, Westfield 3, Summit 3 here at the Union County Tournament Boys Lacrosse Final. Well, Kevin, each time Westfield was able to take the lead, Summit was able to answer in a pretty tight first half.
Yeah, I think we knew what we were getting ourselves into. You see here, Luthold gets the scoring started early, but Summit comes right back with the goal, and then of course, Westfield's going back. We got Bollinger to Luthold. Remember that one because you're going to see it again. And then Summit coming down. We got Chase to McManus with the finish. McManus has looked good today, too. And here's Chase again, ripping it high, burying it in the back of the net. But that's one of the rare instances where Bergdorf has looked weak because, man, he's made some saves today. He's really been the stopper for this Westfield defense, really keeping this team in it. You see it right there. Ball almost gets past the line.
Well, Kevin, you see the first half stats. What jumps out at you the most of those first half numbers?
Well, look first at the turnovers. You got 9-5 Westfield. Summit's defense has been active. Every time Westfield tries to get to the cage, Summit's there. I mean, Westfield has found some cracks, but Summit's there more often than not. Then I look at the face-offs. Westfield dominant at the X. That's Cash versus Feeney. It's been a battle, except Westfield's been taking the ball more often than Summit, as you see.
Well, one thing, too, we alluded to going in the intensity, a little nastiness in the first game. No penalties so far through one half. I think, Kevin, that's partially disciplined play, and that's partially because neither team wants to make a mistake to give the other a chance of the event.
Well, I mean, it's been a good game. It's been a great game. A lot of back and forth, a lot of clean offense, a lot of defense. These teams are very skilled. They're too skilled to be committing penalties, making silly plays like that.
Summit fans, well, they're enjoying this. Remember at the beginning of this game, we talked about Verizon Fios One Sports keys to the game. How are they panning out so far?
Yeah, Westfield, they've been showing patience on offense. They found some holes, but it's really tough to get through that Summit defense. Scoring on transition, we haven't seen so much. Summit, on the other hand, they've been controlling the possession, much like Westfield. A lot of patience. Ground ball battle has kind of been split. So let's see what happens in the second half.
Cranley there getting set, as is Toby Bergdorf. Cranley quietly made a couple of fine saves as well in that first half, but Bergdorf getting the tougher of the test, able to come up big. And we are even at 3 as 12 minutes are up the clock. Quarter number 3 set to go. Both teams were, I think, ready about 5 minutes ago to start the second half with the looks on the field. And now a Summit face-off win. Shot knocked away. Is taking that one was Feeney.
Feeney wins the face-off cleanly. He had some success in the first half. However, his wingmen were not tracking the ball as well as he might have liked. He won that one to himself, set up his own shot, just barely missed the cage.
So now working it outside is Copeland. And a chance for Summit to take its first lead of this game. As McCormick is cut off, will work it back out. We said Westfield had to be happy where it is, but now a chance for Summit with the shot going high and wide on the attack.
And I look for Summit to be just as patient in the second half as they were in the first.
It's like you alluded to, Kevin, this team just does not panic. There's a reason why they're 14-0. There's actually several reasons. That's one of them. You can go through talent, you can go through coaching, but they are a very poised bunch. And they will need that as the state tournament's on the horizon, and the end of May, the most exciting time for lacrosse fans across the state. Copeland trying to weave his way in, gets the shot away, and it's wide.
Another shot from the Summit offense, and another chase by the attackman behind the cage. Keeping possession, lots of patience here.
Pressure as Fowler will flip it back to the ever-dangerous McManus. Another chance as they set it up outside. So Summit coming into this unbeaten, knowing it would be tested tonight. But it's 3-3, a chance for them to take the lead for the first time as Johnson has it. Spinning is McCormick. Near side it goes. They'll try to work it back towards the front. Here's Copeland back behind the net. Side it goes to Chase. Already with 1 goal tonight. Cut off nicely, it'll pull it back out. Now McCormick with a little bit of room, almost was able to sneak his way in along the near side, but we'll pass it back. And they'll work it in front as Fowler. Sends it back over to the near side as Johnson flips it back out. Out of the far side. There's Chase. There it goes now to Copeland. Trying to bounce it in front. He does, and it's bounced wide by McManus, who had a clear lane and just bounced it wide, and he knows that's what he'd like to have back.
And Copeland gets by the triple team to find McManus wide open on the crease. Just can't quite find the back of the net.
And remember that shot. depending how this game ends. That's when McManus usually does not miss.
But Summit retains possession.
So now Westfield able to get the possession. So the Blue Devils, again, just when it seems like Summit going to get that lead, going to get control, the Blue Devils answered quickly. They come back the other way. Almost offside. Is it called? The shot and a goal, and the score is put in. Firing it home is guess who? The hero of last year, Bollinger. Last year he made it 4-3 in triple overtime. This time he makes it 4-3 in the third quarter.
And he makes it 4-3 with an exclamation point. What a move by Bollinger. Look at him here. Catches the feed, makes it look like he's going to shoot. Does not, makes the dodge, buries it in the back of the net.
Well, one way to beat this Summit defense is to try to get goals in transition. Bollinger did just that. As you see, he's able to find the back of the net yet again. What a season he is having. So ironically, once again, 4-3 thanks to Bollinger. Not in triple overtime, but still a big goal for Westfield. The Blue Devils have yet to trail in this game.
And Feeney does it again.
Well, 2 face-off wins by Summit here to start the second half. That's big. To that other first possession, they'll try again.
And that last possession, Summit had 4 shots.
Now Summit working again as it swung out to the far side. Four shots in 3 minutes for Summit. Now that one will go in, and it's tied again as ripping it home is Copeland.
And that was an excellent shot. You can tell these shooters are looking for the corners, looking for the edges. Here's Copeland working to make his own space, rips it with the right hand. Just too much for Bergdorf to make the save on that one.
Copeland getting the first Summit goal. And you see his second tonight, the 4th Summit goal of the night. Evens things up yet again. Get the sense it might stay pretty tight for the next 20 minutes and 14 seconds of play. An outstanding game so far tonight. This time it's Westfield with the face-off win. Quickly on the transition. Here comes Colwell working it up. They pass to the near side but can't get a shot. Now they do, and the save is made. Is getting a stick low, and scooping that one up is Cranley.
And that's a great save. It was a great face-off win by Cash. Westfield in transition, and Cranley's there to back his defense up.
If you're Westfield, you got what you want after that goal. You got a face-off win, you got a chance in transition, but the big save is made. And now again, Summit will look for its first lead. Nobody's had a lead of more than 1 goal in this game. It's been 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 4-3. And Summit continues to even it up each time Westfield takes the lead. Now a chance for the lead for the Hilltoppers as Hagan will pass it behind the net. Now it is Johnson. Chase. For a little bit of a screen near the top of the box. Had it knocked away. Battle for the ground ball as Chase will very calmly scoop it to the corner. And now coming back in, or one of the Blue Devils is fighting for that one, trying to get a stick on that. And coming up with it is Dombrowski. Fantastic play. What a whistle. Couldn't hear what the official call was. It will be Summit possession. Everybody waiting here as well. Everybody was kind of a momentary pause to look over and see what the call was. I think it might have been a push on the loose ball. In any event, Summit possession still. Hagan takes a bit of a bump there as he's knocked off bounds a bit by McElroy. Now is knocked down. And we get a whistle, still Summit possession.
You're going to get the push on that one.
I mentioned it's been an intense game, but a clean game. Intensity going up that much more here in the third. So Chase will get everybody set up as Copeland will take the feed. So now it's Chase. Far side, cannot get the shot away. Trying to spin his way free, fires the shot wide, but he knew he had two teammates back behind the net. Still Summit possession. There you see a key contributor for Westfield limping a bit of the sideline. That is Prybilski, who's had a tremendous game so far.
That would be a huge blow to Westfield's defense if they lose him for the game.
Luckily, he's not as serious as the shot goes wide enough where he's sitting down. It looks like he's trying to walk it off, whatever it is. But, Kevin, you've seen this in lacrosse, and we've seen a lot of other sports. Sometimes you have an injury, you can play through it, but as you see the shot total dominated by Summit, sometimes you try to play through that injury, but you're not as effective, and it can, as good as you may be, it could hurt your team out there.
Yeah, it can go both ways. I mean, this is the county championship, though. He'll probably do his best to get back in.
Chase with the save. Transition time once again. Racing ahead is Warnow. Fires. Good save made as Cranley, got a stick on that one.
Yeah, Cranley is up to the challenge tonight.
Well, another point here, Kevin. We've seen Summit dominate possession here in the third. And now it's rolled up ahead, and now a turnover. Was just about to say Westfield's been trying to go in transition, but it means they're spending a lot of time in their own end when they don't capitalize.
That's right, and it takes a lot of energy to play defense against a Summit team that's so patient with the ball. You're always on your toes when you're on defense.
You see the turnovers, 9 for Westfield, 7 for Summit.
And that means Westfield has had 0 in the second half.
Westfield will hope that number continues as it goes on the attack, as McLane will work it behind the net. Tremendous championship game so far between these two rivals. Went to triple overtime last year. It is tied here in the third.
Really is a great game. Summit comes in 14-0. Westfield comes in 6-8. You can throw out the records on this one. This is about energy. It's about enthusiasm. It's about passion for the game.
Well, if April lacrosse, as Coach Toohey said it was, the first meeting was sloppy, May lacrosse has been anything but. Even with the high turnover numbers, that's more fine defensive play and intensity that we're seeing tonight in the championship game. Bollinger again will flip it back and look to go towards the net for the return feed. Instead, outside the box it goes. Moriarty with nowhere to go will pull it back out, had it knocked away. Picked up nicely, though. Tried to turn his bond. Tried to shovel it in front, didn't get much on that pass. Battle for the ground ball goes to Summit.
We got a flag down.
As the flag is down, well, our first penalty coming up as Andrews has it. Great work by Casey Andrews to get the ground ball and force the flag. Now he will look to run it up. First chance of the advantage coming up momentarily. And we may see another penalty. That's certainly what Jim Davidson was looking for as his arms were extended up in the air. There you see the guilty party, and we'll watch it again. Kevin looked like he got him in the head on the slash.
Yeah, and this leads to a very dangerous position if you're Westfield. Summit has been so patient on offense. They've shown that they can move the ball very well with an extra man on the field. I look for them to go ahead with their first lead right now.
We saw the signal. It is a 1-minute slash and a man-up opportunity for Summit. The first chance on the man-up for either squad tonight. And again, a chance for Summit to take the lead.
This could really be a turning point in the game.
See, Prybilski is back out there, and that is a big boost, certainly for Westfield, especially now with this man-up opportunity for the Hilltoppers.
And let's see if Bergdorf is up to the occasion. He's made some great saves so far tonight.
He has, as I think almost quietly, his counterpart at the other end, Ted Cranley, especially in this third quarter. Bergdorf has had to come up big. He'll probably need to do so here as Summit sets up with the man up. Hagan. Far side. Shot by Chase, skips wide. Still Summit possession. Halfway through this man up. The chase, wanted to pull the trigger again, was cut off. Shot goes way high, as sailing that shot was Johnson. Defended well. I think part of the reason why he sailed that high is because Matt McElroy was right in his face. Time running down on this man up. McMahon is trying to work it in front, had it knocked away. Out of the near side, Johnson lost it. Final seconds of this man up, and it expires. Still possession now. Chase pass and a miscommunication. Was behind McManus, so a big boost for the Blue Devils. They kill off the first man-up opportunity, and they get possession.
Really great defense by Westfield on that man down, and then they get rewarded with an unforced turnover from Summit. Just as it looked like Summit was going to get momentum, Westfield turned it around. Big boost for themselves.
So now with a couple of minutes to go in quarter three, we've seen the pattern this whole game. Westfield goes up by one, Summit ties it. Happened 4 times, and now we get another whistle.
Looks like we have an offside.
Offside is called. So quickly, here comes Summit. They've been a bit patient. Let's see if they try to go on the transition. Westfield gets back nicely.
And that is a huge offsides penalty.
Shots in this quarter are 10-3 in favor of the Hilltoppers.
However, the majority of those have not been on cage, although Summit has managed to keep possession on most of those shots.
And you see the most important number, even with that shot differential, 4 apiece on the scoreboard.
I'm being told that 3 of those were on cage.
And Bergdorf has been there when it has been on cage. On the far side it goes. McCormick works it back behind the net. As we near the 1 minute mark to go in the third quarter, Hilltoppers still looking for their first lead. Unbeaten coming to this at 14-0. Shot in the goal, a perfect one by Copeland. Just inside the far post, and the first lead of the night for Summit.
And there it is. Great dodge, great shot off stick side. Moment they've been waiting for all night. Moving the ball around, takes his man right to left, just gets enough space. We've seen it all night, except this time he puts it into the back of the net, just inside the post.
We've seen it 3 times tonight for Copeland, and look at the Summit sideline enjoying the moment. As you see, Evan Copeland's 19th this season, his 3rd tonight, 5-4 Summit.
And a big face-off right here for Feeney and Cash. Cash has had some trouble this quarter with Feeney.
There you see it, as we alluded to, the first lead, and that poise that Kevin was talking about with the Summit squad, I think very evident. They've had to be with what Westfield has given them tonight. The violation off the face-off, and Summit will take it. So now a chance for the first 2-goal lead for either side in this final minute of the third quarter.
And you really got to admire Summit's offense this quarter and this whole game. They've been moving the ball patiently, waiting for their shot, and they found it. And I may have spoke a little bit too soon with the unforced error.
An unforced error indeed, and the timing could not be worse for Summit and better for Westfield. So a chance now for the Blue Devils. Well, Summit gets the go-ahead goal, gets possession, and now all of a sudden Westfield with a chance to tie it. And trying to rush it up. I think that Taylor has got it. Takes a rough ride, is able to pass it up ahead. Shot on net. Save made as Cranley getting down on his knees, stopping that low shot. He's come up big this quarter.
And here you see the shot again. The bouncer. Cranley's up to the test. Great save.
And you do see a flag down on the field. We'll see what this is about. Fine save made by Cranley. Looks like a cross-checking penalty for 1 minute. So Westfield, with 21.3 seconds left, Kevin, do they take possession to start quarter 4?
21 seconds is a lot of time. I might take a shot and then see what happens. If you take a good shot, get possession back, looks like they're just going to run it out and hold on to it for the next quarter.
So the Blue Devils say down by 1, time with the man up to start quarter 4. They will let the clock run out. As 3 quarters about to go in the books for what has been a very intense championship game. End of the 3rd quarter. It is Summit 5, Westfield 4, in what has been a thriller so far this evening. You're watching the Union County Tournament Boys Lacrosse Final on Verizon Fios 1 Sports.
A cabinet director.
Well, Summit certainly used to being in the winner's circle when this championship game ends. You look at the titles, and you notice the 2 teams, Kevin, that have been on this list, they look very familiar for what we're seeing on the field tonight.
That's right. Both these teams, a lot of success in the past, and we're seeing 2 great programs going at it tonight.
2 great programs, 2 great coaches. You saw a moment ago Patrick Toohey, and there's Jim Davidson. Mentioned Davidson, 18 seasons at the helm. So now possession coming up here for Westfield.
And I can't argue with the decision to hold on to the ball at the end of the 3rd quarter. These possessions are so valuable.
And that was something that both coaches talked about in one of the top points for Jim Davidson at Summit was control and possessions. And I agree. I think this is the right strategy here. You know you get guaranteed possessions and time with the man up still to start the 4th quarter.
Especially the fact that Summit has been winning most of the face-offs in the 3rd quarter. I think it's a good call.
They get 40 seconds of time with the advantage here and possession to the Blue Devils.
And that's plenty of time to get a good shot off. I look for Bollinger to get involved here.
He's in his office, as we alluded to, behind the net. Back it goes to Bollinger. 20 seconds to go with the advantage. Outside it goes, even 1 man short. Summit able to clog the passing lanes in the middle.
Such an active defense. Really no openings for the Westfield man up.
Or now. And that's it for the man up time. In front, stolen.
Looks like a push. Nope.
Excellent job defensively by Summit, both on the kill. And now a scramble for it, taken away again, and Westfield comes right back as Dombrowski will take it. Bounced away again, another ground ball battle. Summit's turn to pick it up momentarily, now take it back the other way. Here comes Dombrowski working his way in, pass to the far side. They tried to get it back to Bollinger, 1 pass too many. Take it away, outstanding play made by Dandurian. Now he lost it. All kinds of helter-skelter on the field, a whistle, and I think for both sides, a much-needed timeout officially taken by Jim Davidson.
And that's a great timeout by Jim Davidson right there. Ball moving back and forth. Who knows how many more times it would have changed hands. Really got to keep that possession, settle your team down, run a set play. And if we look at as we look at the replay here, the Summit clear, not so successful because Bollinger's there, but Cranley back to clean up the mess, and Summit able to get the timeout.
So both teams now 0 for 1 with the man up in this very intense championship game. Well, the Hilltoppers, a rich tradition to say the least. Won in 2009, 2010, the Tournament of Champions, finalists 3 other years, state titles in 81 and 83, 6 group titles in the last 7 years. That's quite a resume.
Really a great program. One of the perennial favorites every year in New Jersey.
And there is the man at the helm. 18 years under Jim Davidson. And so Summit will get possession. You see the story, 5-4. Just under 11 to go in, dare we say, after last year, regulation time.
And Westfield just had a couple of great opportunities. They had a man up, and then they had a transition play following the man up. Summit's defense has just been there all night.
See the timeout story, just 1 for Summit, 2 for Westfield. And in comes McCormick. So they're able to get into the box now behind the net and set up the possession as Fowler will pass it. Nice job there to get past the pressure as they pull it back out again. Holding it now is Copeland. Outside it goes. Meanwhile, we saw near the net Pribilski, who came back in still favoring whether it be his ankle or something on his leg that's causing him to really battle out there as once again it's Summit possession. Now back outside it goes. Here's that patience now by the Hilltoppers. He's out there trying to gut it out. Shots now 27-12 in favor of Summit. Now Chase. Good burst of speed there to get away from 3 defenders, but instead has to pass it back.
And that's been the strategy all night.
McCormick's turn, fires it wide, but still possession for Summit.
Keeping the ball, taking these shots from the outside, trying to pick a corner. 28 shots so far, also keeping possession.
Now it's Copeland's turn. Big night for him, as he's found the back of the net 3 times.
Second half shots, you can see what we were just alluding to. 13-4, the Hilltoppers have an advantage.
In the net now, it's Johnson. Now Fowler. Outside it goes, shot and a goal. Guess who? It's Copeland with number 4.
And a great move again. And there they are celebrating on the sidelines. Here you see the replay right to his left. Gets the shot off before the slide, makes it. Great shot. Buries in the back of the net. High to high.
3rd straight goal in this game for Copeland. 4th of the night. 3rd straight goal for Summit. First 2-goal lead of the night. A perfect shot. And Summit, we see why this squad is 14-0. Could have been very easily discouraged with the way this game went through the first 2.5 quarters. And here are the Hilltoppers up by 2.
And Summit, they just keep coming at you. I mean, this Westfield defense, they were playing well at first.
Second time this half, a violation off the faceoff. It's Summit possession again. Faceoffs were dominated early on by Westfield. The Blue Devils won 5 of the first 7. And a couple of mistakes here in the second half have evened things up.
That's right, and that's led to this 2-goal lead for Summit right now.
Last goal for Westfield came with 8:52 to go in quarter number 3. And so over a quarter of time has passed, and Westfield has been held off the board. And again, we mentioned a lot of that has to do with Ted Cranley as well.
And a lot of that has to do with this Summit offense keeping the ball. I mean, you saw the shot numbers. They're waiting. They're patient. They've been doing it all night. You got to give them some credit, because even when they were down, even when it was close, they weren't rushing things. And the strategy has really paid off.
And the Hilltoppers showing that poise we alluded to. I know tonight's about the Union County Championship, but good luck to whoever faces this squad of the States with the way they're looking. It's going to be a difficult challenge whoever faces them. And again, Kevin just taking their time now.
That's right. It's a very disciplined approach to the game. They move the ball, get some outside shots. If they miss, they'll keep possession. Oh, and they're called for the warning. They have to keep it in the box now.
Johnson wanting to turn. As you mentioned, they have to keep it in the box here as he is being hounded. Nice work that time by Dombrowski, who's had a strong game for the Blue Devils. Johnson trying to get the shot away, will pass it back out. Still in the box.
Don't know how he held on to that ball, but Summit still has possession.
And it's Chase who has it. He has a goal tonight. Losing it for a moment is Fowler, but he gets it back. Takes a whack, is able to elude that as Rybilski battling through that injury. Trying to do his best defensively. Chase gets hounded as he, again, is being blocked off by Rybilski. Well, even if your leg is hurting, your stick's working pretty well. And that's, in his case, done enough.
Rybilski flashing the stick work.
Flag is down on the field. And now we get a whistle. And you can see now, Rybilski, he gets an A for effort in gutting this out, but you wonder if he'll be able to continue as he heads to the sideline. Now he's out for the man-up situation for committing the violation, but you see the hug from his head coach. Boy, it's a look of pain, but I think it's more of an emotional look of anguish knowing that he has to leave the game.
And that's going to be a 30-second penalty. Yeah, you really feel for him. I mean, work all season, make it to the championship. It's a shame if he can't finish this one, but he gave it his all. He really did.
And he's now being led behind the bench, so you wonder if at least for the moment his time on the field is done. He's trying to get back out there. You saw him sit down and looking like he wanted to come back after the 30 seconds, but I think he may have to sit the rest of this one out. There you see him. A for effort, gutsy play, but whatever he injured earlier seems to have been re-injured. This is a Westfield squad that's dealt with injuries throughout much of the season. Manis will work it back out. High pass, but gathered in. A near unforced error. Get it to Copeland again, who's got 4 goals, 3 straight. Down to just 6 seconds with the man up. And looked like one of the Hilltoppers who had it stepped out of the box. Westfield has it. So the time will tick away here with the man up. Neither team able to score the advantage. And now the Blue Devils, still plenty of time left here, Kevin. So you say you want to move it up quickly, but you want to make sure you get the right shot if you're Westfield.
Plenty of time. Looks like timeout for Westfield, taking good time to take a timeout, regroup a little bit, really figure out the best strategy to close out this game.
Well, the big man tonight for this Summit squad has been Evan Copeland. 4 goals, and he's done some yeoman defensive work as well.
That's right, Evan Copeland. He's really been doing it tonight. He's really creating his own shot. You see there, he just kind of leans into the defender. Here, he does the same thing. He starts on his right, moves over to his left, leans into the defender, creates his own shot. Again, right to his left. This time he switches back to his right. The slide comes, but he gets the shot off before the slide. And it's the same result 4 times.
Well, Copeland has scored 4 goals tonight, 3 straight, and only 1 goal in 25 minutes for the Blue Devils. And that has a lot to do with the way Summit plays in its own end.
But I really think 2 goals in 5 minutes, that's not too steep of a mountain to climb. If you're this Westfield team, again, you knew it was going to be tough, and you're not in a terrible situation right now.
And they can work for a good shot here, Kevin. They don't have to rush here. 5 minutes left. Again, if you get one here and you're Westfield, you just have to watch the violation on the face-off. Something that had gone their way early on.
That's right. But first things first, you need to work for a good shot. They've only gotten 4 shots this half.
They only need 2 more if they're on target to tie it, but they'll have to do it against one of the top defenses in the state. So a chance here for Westfield off the timeout, each with 1 remaining now, as Blake Taylor will pass it to the far side. Luco had a couple of goals early for this Westfield squad. Moore now has a little bit of room, will pass it instead. Bollinger in front, that one knocked away. Let's see who gets possession. Summit. Excellent work to get to the back first by Cranley.
Great play by Cranley to get to the ball. Looked like Westfield was going to get one finally. Just couldn't come up with it Great defense at the last second by Summit.
We may start to see a little more possession time for Summit if they can hold on to it, but a near strip. Whistle. And it goes back to Westfield. Shot wide. Well, that's a golden opportunity right there for Luthold.
Another opportunity.
That's about the best look we've seen Westfield get in the second half since the goal.
Yeah, and their offense is picking a good time to come alive in the second half.
Now Taylor. Worn out. And Taylor play catch with it. As we hit 4 minutes to play. Taylor. Side it goes. Now working it back to Warnow, behind the net to Bollinger. Bollinger outside now, he's to the left. Shot on net.
Good defense there.
Still possession for the Blue Devils. We just mentioned they had a lot of time. Well, they still have some time. The clock will soon become a factor, especially if Westfield does not capitalize on this possession. Bond takes a rough ride. The flag comes flying.
Stick went to the head, it looked like.
Taylor work it around. Being knocked down is Warnow, and we get a whistle. So a chance again for the man up now for the Blue Devils. Stick to the head.
As you see here on the replay, came up, hit him right in the face. Can't do that. And Westfield's going to have a golden opportunity right now. See if they can make up some ground. Around 3 minutes to go. It's a huge man-up opportunity for Westfield.
Well, you alluded to the time, and you see it there, and there's the guilty party. And that wasn't, in Moriarty's case, as if the attacker just put his head down. That just was a stick that came up too high. You see the man who's played very well in this second half when called upon, Ted Cranley.
Yeah, Cranley and this defense have really been the story of the second half.
Almost think that the Blue Devils have to score here this man up. If not, and Summit will get possession. Time will be a factor. Now a shot save is made by Cranley. Saw it again. His defenders gave him a clean look at it, and he makes the save.
And that's a great opportunity by the Westfield man up. Just they can't capitalize because Cranley's there all night. That's a 7th save.
And with 2:40 to go, possession for Summit. Shove goes out of bounds. Think we got a timeout first, and we do. So there's the story. With time, the ally for Summit.
And you see the replay here, the good ball movement from the Westfield man up. But the shot, and Cranley is there again.
Not a bad shot either. It was going high right under the crossbar area if Cranley doesn't make that save, but he did.
It's a good shot. You can tell Cranley's locked in. He could see that the whole way.
Impressed too with Cranley. He looks, we talked about the poise of this team, he looks very poised in net. Just looks structurally sound in positioning, is able to get the stick where it needs to go, looks very solid in net.
He's cool, calm, and collected. Looks like he's been here before.
So with now 28 seconds to go on the man up. And you see the time left in the fourth. Ted Cranley, all this talk about how well Summit is defensively, and that's certainly the case for Cranley. The senior goalkeeper has done his part.
And Summit's not yet out of the woods. There's still a man up for Westfield.
Well, let's take a look at some of the work of the Summit netminder.
And you see here the shots that he can go low. Here's the next shot from the West, and he can go to his left. I mean, the kid can do it all, and he's been doing it all game. Stops the bounce shot from his knees. Doesn't let up any rebounds. Secures the ball. Goes high. This is that last one we saw. And he also had that key ground ball earlier in the half. When Summit badly needed a possession, he came up with a big ground ball.
1 year ago, Westfield ended Summit's 7-year Union County tournament streak. And all the Summit players and coaching staff said, well, we're not thinking about last year. At least the coaches did. I would think that is on their minds a bit here as they try to close this out. Chance for redemption, especially for the seniors. Well, Summit now out of timeouts. I think Patrick Tooley is saying that's a situation where they should have gotten a timeout, but they did. Just one timeout left in this game. That's for Westfield. Right near the Summit sideline, and some rough stuff right in front of the coaching staff. Still battle for the ground ball. Blue Devils have it, and now time ticking away. That's a huge ground ball win as the man-up time runs out for Westfield. 1, and that'll do it. Everybody even again, but still possession for Westfield with just over 2 minutes to play. Not anymore as the pass goes high. Have not seen too many unforced errors tonight by either side. There's one at a critical time.
Surprising to see Summit come out of that last timeout, a very disciplined team, yet they turn it over right away. Westfield gives it right back.
Now Summit will look to eat up the last 2 minutes. Trying to work his way in as Chase gets it to the far side. Excellent job to break the pressure. Running with it behind the net, looking to work it back on front. Spinning it back around as McCormick spreading it out here. Just taking more time off, trying to get plenty of separation.
And they have to keep it in the box now because it's under 2 minutes.
1:20 and counting. Well, this is a team that's certainly used to having to keep it in the box with a lead late in games. Now a shot on net knocked away. One of the defenders was there as well as the netminder. And Summit will keep possession. And desperate times now as out of the net comes Bergdorf. And they get the turnover. Now Bergdorf back in. Chance for the Blue Devils. They have to hurry. Running up ahead trying to catch that one is Puglisi. And now a whistle.
Looks like a hold.
And a hold. The hold will go against Westfield. And now Summit looking like it's about to close in on the title. Now let's see. They're going to reverse it. Westfield might get it back here. So looks like one official overruled the other. Westfield has it. So still life for the Blue Devils.
They got some time. They just have to push it a little bit more than they've been doing this half.
Well, the average lacrosse fan will tell you what you need: a goal, a face-off win, and a goal. They have not scored since 8:52 remained in quarter number 3. They need to get set now as Taylor. And you see Patrick Tooley in discussion again with the officials. Now the Blue Devils have to hurry as the Hilltoppers dig in. More now. Bollinger behind the net. Quick pass in front, shot and goal. A beautiful feed by Bollinger. Bond puts it home. It's a 1-goal game.
What a shot. Wow. Bollinger getting involved in the offense. You see it here. Everyone knows he's going to get the ball. Summit comes with a double team. He finds the open man, and the shot is there. Buries it. Cranley giving it up. What a play. This game's not over. We just need a face-off here.
After that last whistle, it took just 14 seconds for Westfield to score. So 34.8 seconds left, the biggest face-off of the night. Cash and Feeney.
Cash is really fighting to get that ball.
Oh, what a great battle this face-off. Feeney's got it, though. Knocks it ahead, doesn't have possession, however. Now he does. And Summit in the driver's seat with time running down. He takes a shot, but it dribbles back behind the net. partially saved, but now it's taken away. One last chance here for the Blue Devils. 15 seconds to go. Long pass downfield, bounces off the post. Did it go in? No signal yet. Yes, it's a goal. It goes off the goalkeeper and in, and it's tied with 11.5 seconds to play on one of the wildest shots you will ever see.
I hope you didn't stop watching with a minute left with a score 6-4. That is one of the wildest goals I've ever seen.
Bergdorf may get credit for this. Let's see.
Here's the replay. You look, Bergdorf, 16 seconds left, just throws it down the field.
It's Bergdorf's goal.
Cranley lost it. Maybe he lost it in the lights. Amazing.
Toby Bergdorf, the goalkeeper, has scored with 11.5 seconds left to tie it. One more critical face-off in regulation. Won by Summit. They still have a chance for the go-ahead goal. 5 seconds.
No timeouts here for Summit.
2 seconds. They can't get a shot away. Time is running out, and we've got overtime. On one of the most incredible regulation finishes you will ever see.
Have these two teams ever played overtime?
Not with the goaltender scoring in the final seconds to tie it.
What an ending to this one. Here's another look. Under 20 seconds to go. Bergdorf picks up the ground ball. Let's see where this ball ends up going. Does it hit someone?
Just bounced in. It was one in which the keeper, Cranley, looked like he was obviously out of position trying to go for what would be the bouncing ball. It just bounced right in. We'll watch it one more time. That's a straight bounce in.
Amazing. You can't make this up.
We will step aside and take a break. We'll be back for overtime in the Union County Tournament Boys Lacrosse Final. Summit 6, Westfield 6. You're watching the final on Verizon Fios 1 Sports.
Addiction. There was a day when the word addiction was just another word. If you're battling addiction, it's not easy.
Back here at Arthur Johnson High School in Clark, New Jersey, as we get set for overtime between Westfield and Summit after a goal by a goaltender. Toby Bergdorf evens things up, and we're set for the extra period. Ed Mencken here with Kevin Platt.
Just absolute mayhem at the end of this game. Fourth quarter, 1 minute left. Looks like Summit has things wrapped up. Quick goal by Westfield. Summit still has possession with 20 seconds left. Goalie heaves it down the length of the field and scores, and here we are.
And we got a couple of great looks at it. It just bounced straight in. Westfield gets the draw. Westfield takes timeout. Westfield can win it on this possession.
And Feeney has been winning the faceoffs, and Cash finally gets one, and this is the one that matters.
So let's take a look one more time at the goaltender's tying goal.
Amazing. I've never seen anything like this. He may have had enough time if he wanted to pass it to one of his teammates, but he opts to heave it down the field and
looks like
speechless, really.
Looked like Cranley just lost where the ball was. He went to his left. The ball initially looked like it might be going to that side, and it just bounced. And not only did it bounce, if you were a shooter, if you were an attacker, if you were a midi, you couldn't have placed that ball better if you bounced the shot in right on the crossbar.
That's a great shot by Bergdorf. Really. That's accuracy. He put it right on the cage.
It was kind of a shot. I think it was more of a heave it up downfield, hope one of your teammates gets it and scoop it in. There's the man of the hour. And by the way, he's made a few saves tonight, too.
And I think we'll have to ask him later if he was trying to shoot that or maybe pass it.
Well, we've seen it in hockey in the days sometimes with Martin Brodeur and Ron Hextall. Don't see it as much in lacrosse, but we see it there. Not how they drew it up. So now Westfield with a chance to win it.
I think those hockey goalies were shooting on an empty net. This was a little bit different.
Well, a remarkable accomplishment, even if it was not meant to be a shot. And now Westfield with possession. Remember last year, went triple overtime, 4-3 Westfield won. and it was James Bollinger. Don't think Bergdorf will be asked to take a shot here, but we'll see what Bollinger can do.
Bollinger was a big part in the goal before the last one to make it 6-5.
And we talked about how strong Cranley has been tonight. Up until that, you wonder if that may rattle him, but we'll see if he can keep his composure. Sure, he got words of encouragement from his teammates during the break before overtime. Bollinger from the same spot he won it last year, trying to work it back in front. This time he's cut off. Still Blue Devils possession. Warnow. Outside it goes to Bond, who had the very important 5th goal to set up the tying goal. And as we see, plenty of time on the possession here in overtime. We see that, of course, many times in lacrosse. Westfield taking its time, not rushing things here. There is Luthold, who found the back of the net twice in the first half. Has it again. Flip it back to the far side. Now directing traffic is Bond, as he'll pull it back out halfway through the first overtime.
See what he can do with this.
Trying to work it in front. Shot sails high. Goalie got back. Summit possession as Blake Taylor's shot went high. And Cranley, wanting to shake off that tying goal, hustles back, gets the possession.
Great hustle by Cranley. Still in this game. Great hustle, as you see it there on the replay. Clearly beats the attackers from Westfield to the ball. You can tell he had obviously feeling demoralized after that goal, but he's right back in it. He's locked in.
Chance for Summit now to win it. And they do have a timeout in their back pocket, do the Hilltoppers. Let's see if they use it. Looks like they'll bring it back up. Here in Arthur Johnson High School in Clark, New Jersey, Union County Tournament Boys Lacrosse Final. There's the timeout taken. There's the situation. 1:29 in overtime. 6-6 the score. And if you joined us late, 2 goals in the final 48 seconds. 1 on a pass downfield by the keeper in the closing seconds has forced overtime by Westfield.
One of the craziest endings to a game I've ever seen. Really breathtaking stuff.
Let's take a look at why we are here now. Again, at the time, it was 6-4 in favor of Summit. Looked like they were in cruise control.
And you see here Bollinger making the pass on the second to last goal. But the last one, this is really the story. Ends up going in with 11 seconds. Here's Bergdorf throwing it down the length of the field, looking for a teammate, anything, some luck, and oh, he finds some luck. That ball just bounces right into the top corner. Cranley shocked. Amazing, really amazing.
For us old schoolers, there used to be the Marv Albert crazy plays on David Letterman. That would have been on it.
This might be SportsCenter Top 10. How about that?
It's a more modern reference. I'll go with that. That ended regulation. Did not end this game. Summit, despite all that, can stay unbeaten. As Chase works it up to the ever-dangerous Copeland, who has 4 tonight of Summit 6. McCormick taking some rough stuff. Battle in there. The turnover forced by Warnow. Now they're out of timeouts. Minute 12 left. They've got to get the clear first. Good pressure by Summit. Moriarty can't get it across. Still possession. McElroy up ahead. Pass thrown away. Summit possession with just over a minute to go in the first overtime.
Great ride by Summit right there. Perfect timing on all those checks. Great double team up at midfield. That's how it's done.
So now the final minute of the first overtime. Chase to Hagan. Summit has rolled through much of the season unbeaten, not tested as much as tonight, but it has been just that. Shot goes high, still possession for Summit. Chase saw his teammate, Chris Fowler, was behind the net.
Another outside shot and another possession for Summit.
Jack Johnson. Now to Andrew Chase. Fires a shot. And once again, teammate behind the net, still Summit possession. So Chase has let 2 shots go in this possession, both missing the target, but still possession for the Hilltoppers. Knocked away for a moment as Copeland tried to work his way in. Good defense as 3 Blue Devils are there. Knocked away. Time running out as Chase will pass it up ahead. Johnson's got to get the shot away. He does! And it's knocked away as time runs out in this first overtime. Johnson very close to winning it for Summit.
Wow. Wow. Just wow. A great opportunity for Summit as time expires. Just cannot quite come up with the goal.
We will step aside and take a break. Second overtime coming up, tied at 6. You're watching the Union County Tournament Boys Lacrosse Final on Verizon Fios One Sports.
Look, you can spend a lot of time and money on
to receive a bonus travel voucher.
Both teams with chances in the first overtime. They went 3 overtimes last year. They are starting their second in this Union County Tournament Final. Another key face-off.
And again, for those of you just joining us, the story of this game really is Westfield down 6-4, under a minute to go in regulation, somehow finds a way to tie it up.
Who will be the hero? Summit will get the first chance in this second overtime.
And Feeney with a great clamp on the ball wins it to himself. Again, we've seen him doing that much more often in the second half, and it's been effective. A replay on the face-off, and you can see Cash versus Feeney. They've been going at it all night, both using the clamp, maybe a push. But lately, Feeney's been having really had a beat on the ball. Really knows where it's going to go. He's pushing it to himself with ease, it looks like, except we can't forget that Cash won that late face-off in regulation.
And even though, as we see the summary from last year, we'll get to that point in a moment. Let's look at the summary from last year. 4-3 in triple overtime 1 year ago, May 9th, almost to this day. James Bollinger in the third overtime from behind the net, and Bergdorf a big night then with 8 saves. He's made his saves, and by the way, he has the tying goal.
So 3 overtimes last year. You think this game stacks up?
If it's possible to top it, even though we're only in overtime number 2, I couldn't write the script for this one going in. Goalie scoring in the final seconds of regulation.
Action-packed game, really. Back and forth all night. It's been great.
This is a high level of high school lacrosse, no question. We see a lot of good teams around the state. These two are putting on quite a show tonight. Hagen behind the net, and Fowler will take it. Keep an eye on Copeland. He's had a big night, 4 goals, number 11 to the right of your screen. Swing it back around.
And Summit, even in the second overtime, still patient.
There it is, and a save is made. And the man of the hour so far, Bergdorf, comes up with a huge save in this second overtime. Now they have to get the clean clear, and they do. Rushing it back the other way, trying to bring it in quickly now. Here comes Warren now, and they'll take a timeout.
A huge save by Bergdorf. What a game he's having.
And again, it's 50-50. If Westfield wins, I don't think Bergdorf can ever top this performance on both ends.
I mean, he's probably scored more goals than the rest of his career in this one, but what a save.
That was a shot at close range, to say the least, as McManus was right there. Summit set up the play that it wanted to. Bergdorf answered. What a night he has had. And what a night it has been here at Arthur Johnson High School in Clark, New Jersey. Ed Bankin here at Kevin Platt. There it is, the 2016 Union County Final, and you will be hard-pressed to find many other championships that have topped the excitement of this one in the world of lacrosse.
Yeah, what a night it's been, really.
Well, what next now here if you're Westfield after the save? The timeout is called. Kevin, what do you think they'll do next against that man's team?
Well, Westfield, all night, most of their success has been coming from Bergdorf. Excuse me. 1 goal from Bergdorf.
That's still pretty successful. I had the 9 saves to it, too.
The rest of the offense has really been run through X, and that's really where they need to get the ball, to behind the cage, draw the double team, and find the open cutters up top. Not to mention, they need to be patient and really find the open man, which has been easier said than done against the Summit defense.
Last year in triple overtime, James Bollinger from behind the net came to the right of the net and put it in. He's positioned back there now. Will he get a chance here?
I look for Bollinger to get involved here.
He's at the same spot he was on May 9th, 2015. He's got it now. Trying for a little deja vu. Will pass it instead, and a big hit. Trying to get the shot away was Luthold. He got creamed. Summit gets the turnover. We may see a timeout here. Knocked away, however. That's right, they don't have a timeout. So instead, Westfield gets it back.
And I don't think we're the only 2 people who expected Bollinger to take the ball from X and look for his man up top. Looks like Summit was all over that play.
Taylor will bring it back. Another chance for the Blue Devils. Bollinger from behind the net.
I think he wants an ISO.
Will he do the same move last year? This time he's cut off.
He wants his right. He's not getting it.
Tied up. Looks like we'll have an infraction against Summit as McTurnan commits the infraction. Not a man-up situation. Still possession for the Blue Devils. It's Bollinger again who will wait for the whistle. Warnow. Bond. Gets it to the near side. Here's Luthold, who got creamed trying to take a shot a few moments ago, pulls it back out. Here is Taylor. Bollinger. Stick work as he works it back. Fenner was right on him. Now here's Taylor spitting away. And they'll work it back outside the box. Warnow fires, bounces one wide. Still possession for the Blue Devils. Apparently shaken up, limping a little bit is Warnow.
We're seeing really tough defense here from the Hilltoppers.
Now behind the net is Bollinger. He'll try to work it in front. Tries to turn, can't shoot. Excellent defense by Summit. Bollinger falling, able to just get it away before he lost possession. Now it's Bond's turn.
They are not going to let Bollinger score.
At least not for the same spot he did a year ago, as we're down to 45 seconds. Taylor has room for a shot for a moment, that is cut off.
And the slide. Perfect timing on that slide.
Half a minute to play in the second overtime. Warnow. Now to Bollinger. He's got 20 seconds to work with. Luthold. Luthold works it back out. Now under 10. Taylor wants to shoot. Now Luthold tries. He can't. Time running out. They have to get the shot away. There's the shot. They score! With 1.5 seconds left, the Blue Devils have won it.
What an ending! What a shot. 1 second on the clock.
The Blue Devils, back-to-back champions, and this one, in the most improbable way, Devin McLane.
What a shot. Perfect ending to a game like that.
Second year in a row, Summit loses to Westfield in overtime, and this time Summit's unbeaten record is blemished for the first time in one of the most incredible championship games you will ever see. Let's take a look at the winner.
And you see, I mean, the defense is there. It's tough, but just a little too much space and goes low. Cranley's been good all night, just couldn't get to that one.
Devin McLane scores the game winner. Westfield has done it. Here's another look.
Devin McLane comes through in the clutch.
He could have leapt all the way back to Westfield with that. We will step aside and take a break. Westfield wins the title 7-6. You're watching the Union County Boys Championship on Verizon Fios One Sports.
Hi, this is Paul from Circle Hyundai. I'm very proud of our deal.
Can affect your smile.
In Hasbrook Heights. I'll tell you what's really exciting.
Weeks before they're available on DVD. Like this one.
Clark, New Jersey, a thriller in the Union County Championship as Westfield comes back to beat unbeaten Summit, previously unbeaten Summit, by a count of 7-6 in double overtime. Ed Benkin back here with you. We are with two of the heroes, Devin McLane, who had the game-winning goal, and we got to get to the other sniper first. Toby Bergdorf, the goalkeeper, the goal scorer. Let's get to the goal first. Did you know it was your shot that went in? Did you think it went off a teammate? How did it happen?
I saw the net was open, and I just went for it, and like came a weird bounce, and it went to the top left corner, and it was just the perfect moment.
So you were shooting and not passing?
I was just aiming for the other side of the field.
Let's talk about your work in the cage. You had to make some big saves early in this game. How important was it that early on there were some turnovers, but you're even throughout much of the first 2.5 quarters?
It's really important because we were just trying to do our game plan today and really just execute throughout, and we were able to do that. They got a small lead in the fourth quarter, but then we had that comeback, and there was a lot of energy in here, and we just took control of that game.
Your coach said before this game that the first game against Summit was April Lacrosse, that you weren't really right yet. Did you feel like a different team heading into this one?
Absolutely. We had a lot of injuries going into that game, and we had Jake Warner back today, and who is obviously a huge part of our offense, and we just were a totally different team today.
I think you're being called. We'll let you go, Toby.
Right,
congratulations on a great job. And here's the man who scored the game winner in double overtime with 1.5 seconds left, Devin McLane. Devin, just an instinct where you have to get it to the net. Did you have time to think, hey, I got to shoot low there?
Well, the goalie's great high. He was stopping a lot of shots high, so we wanted to put it low and away, and that's what I did.
6-4 against maybe the best defensive team, not only in the state, but one of the best defensive teams in the country. How were you able to keep your composure? Yes, Toby got the long goal, but you got the fifth one first from Bond to set it up.
Well, we knew they had a great zone, so it would have been tough to beat, but we just got it done. We're moving a lot inside and getting some nice looks.
Most incredible victory you've ever been a part of?
Yes, definitely.
One more thing. I heard your coach say in the huddle just now that this is just the beginning, that you have a lot of great moments ahead. We've said all year with this team, throw out the records. You've played a tough schedule. Is there a sense that maybe something's just beginning tonight?
I think so. With Jake Warnout back, our defense playing great, Toby playing great in net, we have a lot of good things to come.
Congratulations to you on an incredible win.
Thank you.
One of the champions from Westfield, Devin McLane, who gets the game winner in double overtime tonight. You may not see another game like this for quite some time. A thriller in double overtime. Last year was triple overtime. Summit loses for the first time this year, while Westfield goes to 7-8, and I'm guessing number 7 has been the sweetest one by far this season. What an incredible night of lacrosse. Westfield wins the title. I'd like to thank Frank Lasquardo and everybody at our crew here for an outstanding job in a game that will be remembered for quite some time. The final score once again in the Union County Boys Lacrosse title game. Westfield 7, Summit 6 in double overtime. For Kevin Platt, this is Ed Menken saying so long from Clark, New Jersey.
This has been a special presentation of Verizon.